noticed you did this and you got all the answers. Well done, everyone, guys, this is great. Let's share with your ideas. So it's just elevating them from, I am a B1 level listener, I'm a B2 level listener. How would you bridge that gap? You need suggestions.
Okay.
Like the thing you did at the very end where you said, oh, look, scan this thing, and that's great. You're giving them those things, but it's not just doing it that you need, it's understanding how to do it. There's a, oh, let's say, what is the difference between practicing something and developing something? What is the difference between practicing and developing?
When you're practicing, you just redo it, but developing, like you try a new strategy.
So practice is simply the repetition of a task. I can't play the piano. You put me in the room for 10 years, and I come in every day, and I bang my hands against the keys. There's no guarantee in 10 years I'm going to be any better than I was at the start. That's practice. It's the thrill of doing something over and over. Developing is going, oh, well, if I do this and this, I notice that this happens. So maybe I should do more of this, less of this.
So it's like adjust.
And because I'm understanding the how and I've figured out, I'm able to improve my skills. So I think what we have today is more practicing of listening skills. Maybe focus a little bit more on the development of them. You kind of that with some of your instructions, but there were opportunities perhaps missed. What were some of those opportunities, do you think, guys, from reading through observations? For the second listening in particular. What were some opportunities, perhaps, maybe through observations or through your reading or something?
You made the second, like listening for detail?
True, false.
True, false statement.
How did you set it up?
I screw it up.
I don't necessarily agree with that. I think it's more about missing things than
I was
the things you said were wrong. It was just missing stuff.
I was supposed to let them or re-ask them if they want to re-listening one more time.
Well, you don't ask them that. Because if you ask them, what does that tell me?
That you're unsure.
And you're unsure because
the monitor fell.
Yeah, if you're monitoring, you don't need to ask if they need to listen again. You
Well,
know if they need to listen again. Because you're
The
monitoring.
thing is that I stuck with my lesson plan and I just skip it. I just stick to the lesson plan and try to make sure that they get every stage of the lesson. So when they do the post discussion time, maybe they can like get more information. They might get the main ideas and the main like the true and false, but they might want more evidence on the recording to.
I probably don't want to skip it.
Yeah.
Because they need it.
And then I
But you
remember, so I try to fix a little bit and I let them hear it. And after that, I can notice that they talk more because they already listen.
Yeah, which again goes back to what we talked about previously. If the plan gets you in the room, the plan gets you in the room, but you're not here to teach the plan. You're here to teach people, yes, the learners. So we're not sticking rigidly to the plan.
Yeah, I try to improvise. I just want to make sure that they can understand and like try to.
No, that's fine, but it should come earlier when they need it for the second listening.
I would keep that in mind.
Because you can't talk about the text if you're not sure you understand the text.
Yeah.
So, but let's go back to the setup first. So, you gave them the questions, you gave them some instructions. Did you give them a chance to underline the keywords and the statements?
Which one?
True, false. Oh, true, false.
Yeah.
Okay. How do the learners know if they've underlined the right keywords?
I haven't checked it yet. I need to check it.
Well, what if they've underlined the wrong keywords?
Well,
Then they're going to start listening to the wrong things in the text.
that's why when I monitor, I try to make sure that everyone got the keyword.
How do they know they got the right keywords? Did you tell them? Did you?
No, I didn't.
So as a learner, I still have that doubt going, I think these are the keywords.
And they were unsure about
Just take a banana and say,
even the underline.
yeah, and say, hey, here's my suggested ideas. Just check with your own, and that way if anyone has, even if they haven't got the wrong word, but maybe they have doubts, and they can go,
Money. What was your...
they can go, oh, okay, I'm on the right track. So now I can be confident listening, knowing that I'm not listening for the wrong thing. So that's a little example of something that might have been missed. Just let them know explicitly, those are the right keywords. You're okay, relax. Something else that perhaps was missed were those statements word for word in the text. So if I don't know that, I might be listening for the word permanent, for example. Like, I'm waiting to hear the word permanent, and it never comes. Because the person doesn't say permanent, they use a synonym or they use a different way to express it.
So they might looking for that word.
They might be listening to like the
I
specific
should
word.
have asked them to like paraphrase the idea.
Yeah, so that's something. So if I'm listening carefully, and I'm still focused on question number one, I'm like, when are we going to say the word permanent? They haven't said it. Oh, and I've missed all the other questions now because I was like being explicit with that. Like, look at the sentences. Not everything will be said in the text. They might use different words or different ideas. Just with your partner, for a moment while you're underlining the key words, discuss what other words they might use instead. So they might use the word forever instead of permanent, for example. Or whatever other words you have. And again, it's preparing them. Because they don't know what your intention is behind it. They haven't read your plan. So it's little things like this that maybe instead of getting 3 out of 5, they get 4 out of 5 next time. And then the time after that, they get 5 out of 5. And then the time after that, you make it 6 questions later. You're just always taking that one step above. So maybe let them know explicitly that the keywords are the right keywords. Maybe there's a brainstorm synonyms for the words so they know it's not going to be the exact words in the text. Yeah. Across. And then who knows, even if it's just one question more correct, it's still
Okay.
And then yes, making sure that when you see that the learners have struggled to get the answers, you don't just go straight to whole class feedback. You don't say, do you want to listen again? You go, I see you need. And either you play the whole thing again, or you just play the parts.
Just play the part.
Like, if it's just question 2 they have a problem with, you're not going to play the whole 4 minutes, right? You're just going to play that bit. If it's a mix of things, play the whole thing again. And as it turned out, there would have been time to play it again. So yeah, so it's just things missed that would just elevate it from practicing to developing.
Okay. A lot. Maybe
No, not at all. That's it. Things missed.
How do you gonna stop at the? Oh yeah, there's a mouse. Sorry.
You could cut
Yeah.
you know, like I did with my
Yes.
story
I cut
of
it
Bao
into-
Lam thing, like you can,
So can you like go straight to the moment that the speaker talk
well I
about
just
that
cropped it, so I had like 6 different videos,
Really?
depending on what
Yeah.
my questions
Yeah,
were.
like
You
some
don't PowerPoint,
seconds.
right?
You can cut into some
I
seconds,
don't-
right?
I don't know why.
I think on PowerPoint you have the option to go from this time to
Yeah,
this time and crops it and lock it in.
Yeah, and then you can just, as long as you remember which one you need to.
Oh, you mean a trim?
Yeah.
And that way you just look at number 4, you just click it for number 4, and it will just start from the place that you need it from,
Okay.
rather than sit there back and forth trying to find it, or have the time lapse.
Okay, I would do that.
The other thing to consider as well is, we talked about that learning paralysis. That happens to most people. Like you play something and your brain shocks you at the moment and it just goes, whoa, I don't know. And then you play the recording again and it's like, oh no, I understand that perfectly fine. but just your brain says, I can't do this, it's whatever. Happens to a lot of people. How might you avoid that happening? How might you avoid the fear and panic the first time learners listen to something?
As we said, play a bit of it first.
Play a bit of it for what purpose? Like,
And to get used to the voices.
well, I mean,
what
you
they're gonna
need to give it a purpose. Rather, you don't just want to play it. You need to.
hear.
They need to do something. What can they do? What can they focus on? Sure, but you can't just say listen to the voice. Like listen to what about the voice?
Identify who the speakers are. Like, are there two women and a man? So I
That
know
could be.
that I'm listening to three different.
So is
people.
speaker one or speaker two
Mm.
simple? Like it.
Mhm.
And then yeah, you just get to. If you're doing any pre-teaching of vocabulary, I think we talked about this last week, right?
Pronunciation of that word.
Yeah, because I think we're talking about what get used to. It's the speakers cut a phrase from it and focus on. So, what's one of the, was it accept? Or what were some of the words that you were doing? It was
What?
gig work.
Gig work, passion.
I don't know. You've got 3 words analysed in your plan. What were those words?
I mean the pick up gigs,
Okay.
exploring.
Okay. So yeah. So maybe you could play that. Cut it from the text and play that bit so you can hear how the speaker says it.
So where should I put that part in this lessons?
Pre-teaching.
Pre-teaching,
Pre-teaching.
but you didn't do it today,
I did. I did at the beginning. Yeah, I
You,
did.
you just didn't have a stage for it in your plan, but it was there.
Yeah.
I was planning to do so until you said you're going to be the first one, and so I just changed a little bit. So
No,
I mean,
in
the
your
leading
plan,
and the
like to
pre-test.
get 8 o'clock, you don't have a pre-teaching vocab stage.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
That's what I'm
don't
saying.
do that.
So you had it, you just didn't have it in the plan, like
Yeah, yeah.
explicitly.
Mhm.
But yeah, join that.
Mhm.
You pre-teach the words, and it's like, okay, this is how the speaker's going to say it. And you just get your ears kind of going, okay, I'm kind of get used to the voice, the accent, the speed. What else might you want to focus on with listening? What the kind of pronunciation might you want to pre-teach? What other kind of pronunciation at this level might get in the way?
Like linking.
Yeah. If the speaker is speaking with a particular accent, or there's a lot of connected speech, they're saying a lot of kind of what shouldas, it might be useful for learners to hear that. So when they hear like watcher in the text, they're not going, what's this? Like what watch? Because they hear watch, not knowing that watcher is what you are. So you could do little things like that where you, to develop the listening skills, you focus on pronunciation like connected speech perhaps, or stress patterns, or maybe you know that the speakers in the text are speaking with a particular attitude.
Mm.
So one of the people in the text says, that's amazing. And you're like, wait, is that sarcasm or is that? So you might want to focus on like how the tone of voice can change. So they hear the answer says, she said that's amazing. So the question is, does she like it? And you're like, yes.
Mm.
But actually, if you read between the lines, you know the answer is no. She's being sarcastic.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen in this text, but just in general, we have that kind of text in speakers. Knowing the tone of voice or the connected speech before you play the recording just makes the learners perhaps panic less. I'm not saying you should have done it in this lesson, but in general, it's something